Hello, it's Gareth here. I hope you are well. And today we're going to talk about things that matter. If it matters to you, it matters. That's the whole premise of this video. By the end of it, I am going to encourage you, if something is important to you, if something matters to you, regardless of what anybody else might tell you, you should pursue it, because if it matters to you, it matters. Let me explain. I think all of us have these little idiosyncrasies, things that are quite small and minute things that are just important to us that we have to get right. And if you align yourself with somebody who agrees with those things, it makes sense. But other people will probably not see it in the same way. So you'll talk about something that's important to you. You'll spend time doing something that's important to you. But others will think, why are you doing that? What's the point? It really doesn't matter. Well, it does matter if it matters to you. So I'm going to give you an example of where this came from, this video today, because I'm recording this on the 30th of March 2025. And this morning, the clocks went back, or forward actually, overnight in the UK. We're into summertime now, so we have 2 clock changes a year. They go forward in March and they fall back in autumn. And we live in a world now where everything's technology and everything's synced. So as I woke up this morning, the phone had changed over to the new time. The computer clock had changed over to the new time. My electronic device that I wear as a watch when I go out running, my Garmin, had gone to the new time. All these things were automatic, all these things we don't think about. What we forget is a few years ago, that was not the case. When you woke up on the morning when the clocks had changed, you had to manually change all the clocks in your house, all your wristwatches, and some people, in fact many people, used to forget the clocks had changed, so they'd either turn up early or late, depending whether they'd gone forward or backward. So the only device I have that I need to adjust is the watch that I wear on my wrist most days, my everyday carry, if you like, my Seiko diver's watch. And I have no idea why I wear a diver's watch. I do not dive. I don't think I've even taken this into water very often, but I like the watch. I like how it feels. Now, there is something that's important to me, that matters to me, that other people find a little bit strange, which is I want this watch to be exactly accurate. It keeps great time. It's a watch that's, I think it's kinesthetic or whatever they call it. Basically, when I wiggle my wrist or when I move about, the watch winds itself. It does not require a battery. It doesn't have to be wound. It has to be moved. So keeping it on my wrist keeps it accurate, and it keeps really, really accurate time. Once I set it to a time, it does not deviate by a second. It's fantastic. That's why I love the watch. Now, the one thing I insist on, the one thing that's important, the one thing that matters to me about this watch is it is exactly in sync with the iPhone, the computer, and any other device that's rigged in to be exactly GMT. And I don't mean 3 or 4 seconds slow or 3 or 4 seconds fast. I mean exactly to the second. So when the little minute hand of my watch goes to the next minute, it changes on my watch, it changes on my computer, and changes on my iPhone. And it's somewhat of an obsession because it really matters to me. So I spent 15 minutes before I started this video making that accurate. I once mentioned this to somebody and they thought I were crackers. Why would you waste your time doing that? You know, what's the point? The point is it matters to me. It's a small thing. It might be insignificant to everybody else, but to me, it absolutely matters. This video, I'm recording it today. Now, this week I've taken a bit of a break from social media and I wasn't going to do a video. I'd kind of thought, I won't bother doing a video this week. But then I remember I made a decision to do a video every single week. It matters to me that I do a video every single week. So although it's a couple of days late, I would have liked it up on Friday, it's still going to be put up. Why? Because I realised it mattered to me. And because it mattered to me, I was going to get it done. The other thing that matters to me is I do a weekly vlog. I write a vlog. If you haven't checked it out, go to garethboot.com. I do a weekly blog on there. And some weeks I'm not feeling it. I don't really want to do it. But I realise that when I don't do the blog, and a couple of days later it bothers me because I wanted to do one every week. It matters to me. So what I'm saying here is there are certain things matter to me, some big, some small, but things that matter to you matter. And if they matter, you've got to do them. You've got to follow through. And some people around will say, like I said, it's not important. You don't need to worry about that. Why are you doing it at all? Because it matters to you. And we have to do things that matter to us. Recently, I have started doing a lot of decluttering. I've done a couple of videos about this on here and simplifying things. And I'm starting to find the more I simplify my life, the more I take things out that aren't important to me and I remove stuff, especially isn't important to me. What it then shows me is things that are important to me. The things I have in my life now, especially this office when I'm recording this, it's become very streamlined. So everything I can see matters to me. It's important to me. So the more you get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter, the more you become aware of what does matter. And when it matters, you've got to follow through and you've got to do it. Whether that's a thing you've got to have, whether it's a thing you've got to be. It doesn't matter what it is if it matters. It matters that it matters. I've said matters a lot in this video. There's a reason, because I want you all to be encouraged by this. Don't let other people put you off. Some people would say, if you don't want to do a video, Gareth, don't bother. Well, it matters to me, so I'm going to do it. Well, Gareth, it doesn't matter if your watch is a few seconds fast or slow. It doesn't matter. It still tells good time. It matters to me, so it matters. I want you to be thinking about what matters to you that you are putting off, that you're not doing, that you're not expressing, that you're not experiencing. Because the truth of the matter is, the more times you push that stuff down, the thing that matters, and you do other stuff, your life starts to become like a Groundhog Day. You start to have less enjoyment. You start to have less juice in life, simply because you're not doing the stuff that matters. Now, on the flip side of that, if you start doing the stuff that matters, you'll experience more joy, you'll experience more happiness, you'll experience more contentment. Just by doing the stuff that matters to you is going to increase your levels of happiness and increase your levels of wellness. The one thing that happens when we go after something that matters is when something matters to us, we tend to find there's three things show up. We always have more time for it. We're happy. We want to do it. We've got time for the stuff that matters. We also have more patience about the stuff that matters. You'll put more energy, mentally, physically, and emotionally, to something that matters to you. Even if it's challenging and difficult, you'll do it because it matters. And finally, you will have more passion for it. So no matter how many times people push you and shove you and say you shouldn't do it, you'll do it anyway. So if you can start to do stuff that matters, you'll put more time into it, you'll have more patience for it, you'll have more passion for it, and you will increase your happiness. And really, I was thinking about that when I really drilled down into why I do these videos. If I was to look at the number of watches and views and likes these videos get, people would say, why bother? 20 people watch your video. You know, it gets a like or 2 likes. It's not important. Why bother? Because it matters to me. And I'll tell you why it matters to me. I always said when I started doing coaching in general, but when I started then to move into doing things online, whether that was the podcast, the blog, or these videos now, I said it didn't matter how many people watched. It mattered that it mattered to somebody. And I know there's a couple of people who watch these videos regularly. I know they get a lot out of it, especially my podcast. If you haven't listened to my podcast, if you search for Gareth Boot or Be a Better You podcast on the platforms, you'll find it. And I've got some really nice feedback on that. Not from hundreds of people. I'm not Joe Rogan. But the fact it matters to some people matters to me. And I also said if I could just help one person in my time as a coach, if I made one person's life better, if I helped one person move forward, if I helped one person avoid living a life that was less than it could be, then it was worth it. Forget what I could earn money-wise and things I could do and turn it into a business. That was secondary. It came down to I wanted to make sure it mattered, and mattering to somebody, just one person, mattered to me. So regardless of what other people say, regardless of how many times people try to get you to change something that they don't think is that important, if it matters to you, it matters to you. And if from watching this video today, the only thing you do is start doing more of the stuff that matters, your happiness, your wellness, your overall experience of life will be improved. So go about today. As soon as this video stops, start doing more of the stuff that matters, because what matters to you matters. I'll see you again soon. Take care.